Greetings, MPI family. This is Ramak, and this week I want to talk about two specific terms involving debt repayment. The first term is called fiscal fatigue. The second term is called psychic income. Fiscal fatigue and psychic income. And want to use these debt templates to demonstrate what those terms are and exactly what they apply to you when it comes to paying down your debt in the fastest way possible. First of all, if you've seen a copy of this debt template, it's probably because I've emailed it to you. This is a debt template that I email you and have you fill out and you send back to me, and I can help you navigate, potentially get on the phone and help you negotiate the debt that you owe if you need that assistance. So if you haven't gotten a copy of this debt template yet, whether you're in the cohort or not, email me. I'll send you a copy, send it back, and let's see if we can help you negotiate and get some of this debt repaid. So this template is a hypothetical template, right? And it highlights the high cost first repayment method. In this particular method, you'll notice here, balance owed $5,000, $2,500, $500, $100, $50. So you've gotten 5 line items of debt that this individual has to pay off. In the high cost first method, they'll go after the highest amount and or the highest interest rate. Okay, so in this case, this is the ABC line item, 5,000 at a 20% interest rate. Now, mathematically, this makes the most sense. As a matter of fact, when I first started counseling, well over almost 25 years at this point, I would always recommend this strategy because it's the highest interest rate and it's the highest amount. So if you attack that debt first with all of your surplus, you do your budget, figure out your surplus, definitely pay more than the minimum amount and use that extra surplus to go and attack that highest amount owed. Mathematically, the high cost first method is the best way to get your debt paid off in the fastest way. However, I started to notice something. Week after week, individuals in this particular example, in this hypothetical example, they would be paying off the debt week after week. They would use their surplus and as much as they had week after week, paying off to that item of debt. In this case, the ABC debt, 5,000 owed, 20% interest rate. And they would run into a thing that I eventually called fiscal fatigue, where even though they were having progress and mathematically the best progress that they could have, they would not feel like they're getting a lot of progress because every single week you're still seeing the same 5 line items of debt. The principal doesn't feel like it's going down as fast as it could or should, especially, these debt items, especially in the early onset of the debt, most of that is going towards interest payments. So you want to pay just more than a minimum to pay into that principal. But that fiscal fatigue, it really starts to set in and people start to get discouraged. And in many instances, they would stop paying the extra surplus on the debt. And in some instances, they would stop paying debt altogether and would miss payments. So I would have to get on the phone and really try to get on them to make sure they can keep current with their payment because they would just get discouraged because they didn't feel like they were having progress. They were having progress, but it just didn't feel like it. So the high cost first method, where you really attack highest amount owed and or the highest interest rate, mathematically the best way to do it, but fiscal fatigue is definitely a problem. So check out the snowball method. Now, the snowball method is a little bit different. The snowball method is where you pay off the debt with the lowest balance first. Now, again, mathematically, this is not the best way to go. But when I started to notice, individuals, they would do their budget, they would get a surplus, and they would use that surplus to attack the lowest amount owed. In this case, line item debt, MNO. So in this case, an individual might be able to pay off that entire debt in 1 week. And so the next time they go and 2 weeks goes by and they have to get that payment, they want to make another payment on debt, they only have 4 items of debt left as opposed to 5. Remember, with the high cost first method, you're paying on this 5,000 one every single week. It just didn't feel like you're going faster. But boy, with that snowball method, you take care of this MNO, it's gone. Next time you look at it, you've only got 4 line items. And I started to see psychic income. That psychic income is the opposite of fiscal fatigue, where the psychic income comes into play, where you get your endorphins coming in and people start to get excited. It's like, yeah, I'm starting to see some progress. I'm seeing, last week I owed 5, this week I owe 4. I'm feeling like there's more progress. Mathematically, the total amount of debt was getting paid off faster under this method. But psychologically, you're starting to get a lot more progress with this method. So it's really up to you what you choose to do and how you go about it. I have to say, over the years, I've transitioned from usually suggesting this method to suggesting this method because the individuals just get so doggone excited. They say, yeah, I'm moving forward, and they pay off this item of debt here, and that additional surplus that they have from the $15 minimum due that was in their budget now gets added to their surplus. So now they have a bigger amount that they can contribute toward this next item, and they can snowball it right on up until now, when they're finally focused the entire surplus on nothing but ABC, they've only got one item of debt left to pay. And they're just excited. They're like, wow. I'm telling you, the feeling that they get, you can just tell it's just, man, it makes me excited just thinking about it. Whereas opposed to fiscal fatigue, I'm constantly on the offense trying to get them excited and keep them motivated and keep them going. It's really not hard to motivate them with the snowball method because they feel like they're having good progress. So whatever way you choose to do, make sure that you, one, at least do the debt template and figure out exactly which way is best for you. Some individuals I've seen over the 25 years I've been teaching this is that many individuals are totally fine with, they don't have fiscal fatigue and they just want the highest amount. As long as they're taking that amount, they put it on automatic payment, set it and forget it, and they're contributing extra money towards their debt. So fiscal fatigue is not a problem for them. But if I have to choose one in terms of my personal preference, I like the snowball method because I like that psychic income. I like seeing people get excited. I like seeing people get enthusiastic about paying down their debt. So if you haven't filled out your debt template, make sure you email me and get a copy of your debt template because I want to make sure that you fill this out so we can help get your debt paid out together. Whether or not you're in the class, whether or not you're MPI staff or a constituent of individuals that they serve, get a copy of your debt template, fill it out, send it back to me, and let's set up some office hours to help you pay down your debt. All right. See you soon. Peace.